Hi, friends. I'm Katie.
And I'm Lauren, and welcome to Okay, But Did You Know? A podcast where we talk about the TV and media that we love with a friend who's never seen it before.
Today we're recapping and chatting about Bob's Burgers, Season 9, Episode 7, I Bob Your Pardon, in Episode 8, Roller, I Hardly Know Her. But we're going to start off with our synopsis, so here is I Bob Your Pardon. It's the day before Thanksgiving, and the Belcher family is attending the town's turkey pardoning. As they're leaving, Bob also realizes he forgot to get cranberries for Thanksgiving Day and insists they stop at the store while they're out. While the mayor couldn't make it, the deputy mayor steps in to pardon Drew P. Neck. The kids overhear the assistant on the phone saying the turkey isn't actually going to be pardoned. Instead, he is headed for the slaughterhouse. They tell a reporter what they heard, but he doesn't seem to care. So they decide to get their parents to help them rescue the turkey. They follow the assistant and try to steal Drew while Bob is inside the gas station. The reporter joins the Belchers in their mission to save the turkey and jumps in the back of their car. After Louise saves Drew in the wild, they decide to get him to a farm instead. The deputy mayor tries to stop the family from pardoning Drew, and the assistant quits her job and helps save the turkey instead. Before heading home, Bob finds out the farmer has his own cranberry bog and gets fresh cranberries for Thanksgiving. Which is the cutest thing ever, in my opinion. Like, you get to the end, and it's Bob in a cranberry bog.
Well, because the thumbnail on Hulu was the cranberry bog, so I was like, where is this coming from?
Where is the cranberry bog? But what did you get for the vacant storefront?
Plymouth Jock old-timey athletic wear.
I don't know if I would want to wear old-timey athletic wear.
I don't. It's not a lot of protection. I don't like it.
Pest control truck.
To kill a shocking bug, exterminators.
That's supposed to be on To Kill a Mockingbird.
You don't say.
We do have a handful of fun facts. So obviously,
and no burgers.
No burgers, sadly. But
there were 3 in the next one, so it's okay.
But this one is a play on the phrase, I beg your pardon. And this is the first episode in season 9 where Teddy does not appear.
Okay.
You had no Teddy in this one.
Mm-hmm.
City Hall appears for the first time. It was previously featured in Bob and Linda's wedding photo in their bedroom and on the quilt in Bobby Driver.
Mm-hmm.
The Belchers travel east along I-55, which in reality runs from Louisiana to Illinois. Place names on the signs seen are Bog Harbor, Sharpstone Beach, and Plumagusset Drive. Plumagusset. And that's where the car veers off to.
Mm-hmm.
Double Butt and his owner both agree again after first appearing in Stand By Gene. So we get to see we're back at that same farm with the two-butted goat, as we love the two-butted goat, right?
Oh, yeah.
Who doesn't love that?
My favorite side character is the two-butted goat.
Oh, of course. Oh, it's not Drew P. Neck?
No, it's not Drew P. Neck.
Louise dubs Drew P. Neck James Vanderbeek in reference to the actor James Vanderbeek. Gene then says, we're trying to get him back on his creek because that's a reference to Beak starring in Dawson's Creek, which I've never watched, but my sister loves.
Yeah.
Like, she's obsessed with it. And I'm like, it might be too straight for me.
Yeah, that's the vibe that I get.
That's the vibe I get. I'm like not interested. I'm like, it's too straight.
Yeah.
And on Thanksgiving Day 2018, regular collaborators indie band The National released a music video of their cover version of Save the Bird from this episode, and I have a YouTube link.
Oh my god.
If you want it.
I will watch it later. Yes,
I'll give it to you, but like it wasn't imperative that you saw it because they're just covering the song.
Mm-hmm.
But when I did look into it, they've done a few different songs for a few different episodes. The entire list I can also try and put in the show notes and send over to you because there's other ones. I just got to make sure they're all on ones on episodes you've seen.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, it is the National singing the song, but they also the artist decided to draw them as like it's a Bob's Burger. It's them as the Bob's Burgers characters. Like they're all in a car and they all are in that art style, and it's animated through that type of art, and it's kind of cool. I like it. It was kind of cool. But I have 1, 2, 3, 9.
7, I think.
All right.
Yeah, 7.
The turkey hasn't been to prison. What are you, his lawyer?
The only part I need to see is Dolly.
Also, how can you trust an animal with a head that's that bald and tiny? I mean, we trust Dad.
Cranberries. Language.
That was my next one. We're having a good childhood.
How dare he hashtag my mayor's stomach problems.
Yeah, mayor's taint is sacred.
A Scandinavian, if you will.
Sometimes I get to do what I want to do. No, you don't. Ever.
If it's open for sun, it's open for fun.
I'm not going to break into that vehicle. I was hoping I would never have to force this family to say that, but here we are.
That's fair. You're about to be deputy mayor of your mom's house.
I mean, no, it comes from cranberries, but you can get it in a can, yes, if you're hollow inside and your heart is dead.
He has really strong opinions about cranberry sauce. My last one, they even let dogs be deputies.
My last one is, oh, I'm falling. We have this random moment that they're all having this serious shit, and the reporter's like, oh, I'm falling in the fucking back. And you're like, yeah. I just caught that. I'm just like, no, that's fucking hilarious. I love it.
Yeah.
But I think this is a sweet episode. It's cute. It's it's a Thanksgiving episode. We have, as you know, we get so many holiday episodes a season. Mm. And this one is cute because you've got Linda and her weird obsession with the mayor.
Yeah. Bob didn't get drunk or high. No inebriates this time.
Oh my God, you're right.
But I did go, I'm like, are they going to have a normal Thanksgiving for once? Which I know it wouldn't make for a very good show.
A normal Thanksgiving? Ew. They never do. Which is funny because like the Christmas episodes aren't always on Christmas. Sometimes they're like before, after, or around that time period, like in the winter. But then you'll have the Thanksgiving episode is always Thanksgiving. Because
this is the day before because they have the kids the day off.
We still see them on Thanksgiving after he has cooked the meal.
That's true.
So, because we always see Bob after he has cooked his Thanksgiving meal. Because that's the most important part to him. It's his favorite holiday. Do you have strong opinions on cranberries?
I wrote down, I'm like, are we going to be having a conversation about canned versus real cranberry sauce? I don't personally have very strong opinions. My family has always been a canned cranberry sauce.
I love the canned cranberry sauce. And it's honestly, yummy.
It's got, I mean, it's all sugar basically, which is why it's delicious. Like, and I'm with Tina though. I do kind of like the shape
that it sound whenever you get it out of the can.
Right? Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's real satisfying. I think this is our neurospicy coming out a little bit. Not
the texture, like, because you expect a texture to something that comes out of a can to be kind of gross sometimes, like when it makes that noise. But
it's such a smooth,
it's so smooth
texture,
and it, like, you're right, it's definitely the sugar in it. But I love the flavor of it.
Oh yeah,
and it works on like your leftover Thanksgiving sandwiches. It's like the perfect little addition to give it a little oomph. And there's just something about it with the turkey and the mashed potatoes and everything else all together. It's so yummy. And like, I've had like, of course, like homemade cranberry sauce before. And I hated it because it was lumpy and because the cranberries were not like pulverized like they are in the can. And I'm just like, no, there's too much texture.
There's a time and place. And I think it's almost like, because the thing that I'm thinking of, it's not necessarily like a sauce like this. Because like cranberry sauce is mostly just kind of like it's I guess, simmered for a very long time, cranberries with whatever spices and seasonings you want to add to it, and sugar. What I'm thinking of is like at German restaurants very often, like if you get like a schnitzel, you get something else, they'll have like a lingonberry kind of preserve situation. That's different because it's what I would imagine people expect fresh cranberry sauce to be, but because it's like a preserve, it's almost like it still has that jelly like consistency, and there are the whole berries in it, but they're so preserved and they're so soft that it adds the necessary like tartness that you need and like to really like kind of cut through like any like grease of like a fried schnitzel kind of situation. Oh yeah. And it's delicious. Like there's a place up where I went to college that I used to go to all the time. And like it's just like if you have kind of like the kind of cold lingonberry preserve or whatever preserve I like they had, maybe it wasn't actually lingonberries. I don't know. You have that like a nice like cold kind of like tart lingonberry preserve on like a hot like pork schnitzel. It's so good.
We're just making everybody hungry again.
I
have. I made sloppy joes.
I'm having something out of my freezer because I didn't go shopping because I'm not.
We had sloppy joes. They had like a summer baked bean at Aldi, and right now Aldi has a pasta salad, but it's elote pasta salad. It is so good. It's got like a little kick to it.
I do love.
And there was corn in it too. Like there was actual corn in it.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I made one recently. Over the last couple of months.
You did, because you told me. I was like, what are you doing? I think we were on the phone again.
Possibly.
Y'all think we talk a lot doing this. You should just see us on an average day sometimes.
So there are just days that we body double for my entire workday.
Good 8. Yeah. So yeah, what did you think of our Thanksgiving episode?
Yeah. I like when there's like a, I mean, I hate this. I like when there's a plot. Because like sometimes the Thanksgiving episode is just like the perfect Thanksgiving or whatever it is, and with Bob's, our Thanksgiving episodes tend to have some kind of underlying actual plot we got to follow, some kind of mischief. So in this case, it is I don't understand the point of turkey pardonings. I know it's a PR
Mhm.
stunt. That's what it is.
It's
but
to make
like,
the vegans happy.
at the end of the day, I guess. At the end of the day, but the newspaper guy was getting annoying after a while.
Him and his coyotes.
His coyotes. Maybe we don't fight the
Louise
coyotes.
just went for it.
Yeah, that's maybe something that's maybe your child's not coming home after that.
I mean, you can scare coyotes away. Not someone Louise's size. Someone Steven's size. He could scare one away. One.
Yes.
But they roam in packs. We have those here, but we don't see them as much because their population's fairly controlled.
No, we have them here too. One time there was a coyote that was kind of like roaming like my neighborhood for a little while. My brother got a picture of it, and he didn't. We thought this would have been funny, but he didn't. Post like there's like a Facebook group that's like families of like the town, whatever. He wanted to post a picture of it to Facebook and go, "Did anybody lose their dog?"
Oh, I would have done that.
He didn't, but it would have been hilarious.
That would have been hilarious.
But no, we decided most people had already been posting about the coyote, so we decided to not actually, cause further mayhem.
No, I like mayhem.
Yeah, I know you do. I'm well aware. But when they were on the highway and they did the really fast thing, I went, "Oh, look, a jug handle! It is New Jersey."
Oh my goodness!
Because as we've established, Katie, the first time I explained jug handles to Katie, she thought I was lying. She thought I was making it up.
Jug handles don't make sense.
Supposedly to some, because the jug handle that they took reminded me a lot of the jug handle that I take versus, because like you can, for the most part, jug handles aren't just a way to get back on the highway on the other side or something.
Because like that's just an Exeter ramp. I mean, that's an Exeter entrance amp, right? Because like we have.
But it's like it's they just call them jug handles because it's like a loop on both sides that goes underneath or over the highway.
See, ours don't do that. Ours are only like going onto. You have the like a spaghetti type situation in one area for what I know, but like I've never seen us. Is usually it's like going and just merging into different exits.
No, it's stuff. Like what they were doing, where they got off, looped around, and then went under the highway they were just on. That would be considered a jug handle.
Okay, so we have a couple of here, but not probably as much as New Jersey does.
Yeah, well, I don't even know. I don't even necessarily know how like widespread it is in New Jersey. I just know that the highway that's near me that I go on a lot, which is also like how I get to my brother's house, is, I mean, it's all jug handles because that's just how the structure is. Because you really there wouldn't be a safe way to get to the other side of the highway to like, get off of the right thing.
Yeah,
because it's a highway, but it's a very busy highway with a lot of businesses on the side. It's not just like a highway that's going through like
what I'm thinking of is like kind of like in the middle of where we have like one highway that's kind of merges with the interstate, which is obviously very.
There is one of those, like basically, yeah. So like the way that I'm thinking it, so we have my major interstate that's like that's by me. That one, when you get off to go to New Jersey, there's this road 7. There's that one that's much smaller, but it's a smaller highway, but it has all the businesses and everything on it. Versus there's there's another interstate that you can just keep going down if you want to stay to one way.
The extent we go to not dox ourselves, but to still try and have a conversation.
So hard to not say these highway names.
I know.
It's in northern New Jersey. People can figure it out. But like it's also a road that I'm going to be taken to go to the office this week when I go to work. But it's a lot of businesses along the side as well. So like if I want to go to a store that's like say I'm going, I don't know if it's east or west. Say I'm going eastbound, and what I want to go to is on the westbound side of it. I have to drive past where I'm going to then get to a jug handle to either come back around or kind of go across into the side streets and come around the back.
Okay. No, thank you.
I'll be doing that tomorrow.
Yeah, fun with that. I have, of course, like the kids' appointments this week, but apart from that, I'm doing my walks and sitting on my ass, and yeah,
good, as you should. I won't be doing a whole lot of walking. I'll be doing a lot of driving
and listening to audiobooks.
I'm listening to a really good one recently. Besides, I put Dream on Ramona Riley off. I think I have to just start listening to The Crimson Crown because I know I want to have notes for that one, but I have to start.
You have me.
Soon.
We're good.
But I started listening to, and this is a recommendation from somebody that I met the other day. What is it called? You might actually really like it. It's called Cassandra Speaks. When Women Are the Storytellers, the Human Story Changes by Elizabeth Lesser. It is, she goes into like women of folklore. Ooh. So like Eve, Pandora, Cassandra.
I'd read that.
And kind of how those stories, and it's narrated by Z Sands. So good. And she talks a lot about like how the stories would be flipped from a woman's perspective, and like kind of equates like these older,
which I find interesting because archetypes. Like that's why I like Circe. I know you're not a huge fan of that one, But Cersei, like, that's
Yeah.
why I like that by Madeline Miller, but it's why you don't like, and so it's good. I like that. It's kind of interesting.
Well, my issue with Cersei is, I mean, my issue with this is obviously not a book podcast, but my issue with Madeline Miller's writing, for the most part, is she takes stories that are already heavily steeped in trauma, and she somehow adds more trauma to them. Because actually, something else that another character they talk about in Cassandra is the archetype of Galatea, which is
that's another book too.
Very, very. And I read that one as well. I'm like, wow, this was already a traumatic story, and you somehow made it worse.
I think remember we talked about that before. That's because you've actually studied this, and I have not.
Yeah, that's the difference. Is I know a little too much about these stories already, because like with Cersei, my problem is with Cersei, she didn't add anything new to it that I didn't know basically until after Odysseus leaves. Like that part of the story with her son, I didn't know so much about that one, but everything before it, I'm like, this is not new. But then also, when given the option, this is obviously a personal bias though.
We're so off track, but it's okay.
So off topic. I'm gonna keep going anyway. I'm sure this is entertaining. Cersei has spent millennia on an island with only nymphs, and she still goes for Odysseus? Does not compute.
Okay, look, this is an adult podcast. I just went, she's hungry for dick. Okay?
Apparently.
Sorry, guys, this has completely gone off track, but this happens in our lives.
This has nothing to do with the Thanksgiving.
Yeah, how did we get here?
We got here because audiobooks. We got here from Jug Handles.
How the fuck did we do this?
That was the pipeline of Jug Handles to Creep.
How did we do this?
No, this is a clip.
Yes,
for TikTok.
it is. Like, we really did go from Bob's Burgers Thanksgiving episode to
trauma group.
Yeah, like to those New Jersey Jug Handles, because you were talking about Bob driving, and that led to, good God.
This is the worst game of if you give a mouse a cookie.
It really is. Like, okay.
There's your title. This is the worst game of
right?
a mouse a cookie.
We're gonna do stats now. Obviously, it's a Thanksgiving episode. We like we like the holiday episodes. We do. But what did you give this one?
Yeah. It got 8s across the board. This is a super solid episode. 24. You know, it's a fun time. It's the chaos that I expect out of Bob's Burgers. And maybe we didn't necessarily have the most to talk about, because
I don't know how we did that.
Some great tangents.
I gave it the same score because it's a solid episode. It's not a 30. It's a good one, but it's not 30 worthy.
No, exactly. There's a special sauce. Maybe it's cranberry sauce.
Who knows?
When it comes to 30s. But, you know, say what you will about my ability to talk at a wall. I will take us off of the weirdest tangents when we need time.
I don't think we needed time. I think we just genuinely went through this whole conversation.
That felt like a very natural conversation. I truthfully, you think these episodes go off the walls if you listen to these. Join the Patreon.
You'll be surprised
to get our monthly coffee chats, because those are unedited. We have vague topics that
they're unedited and unscripted to the point. We're talking to each other. There's no intro. We're just like, hey, motherfuckers, let's do this. And then we just we have some things to work off of from our patrons. But that's about it.
Patrons do get to submit questions. Yeah, basically, it's just last time we spent the first 15 minutes talking about food,
just food,
and like protein shakes and stuff like that. It just. We really, I promise you, despite the tangents you hear on this podcast,
they're unmatched.
These podcasts, they are very, very scripted. The conversations are natural. Yes. I say the conversations are very natural, but the trajectory that we have in the case of the Bob's ones, we have a very, very common formula that we stick to of synopsis, puns, fun facts, lines, and then we talk about the episode.
Usually.
With the usually. In theory, depending on how much we enjoyed the episode. With Once Upon a Time, we have the same thing of we have synopsis, Katie goes through her notes, Lauren interjects, we do the fun facts, Lauren says the rest of her notes, stats, and so on. We have a structure, despite how things go completely off
every single time.
Yeah, because I feel like that's more fun, is you it's I can say this for me when I listen to podcasts, because I'm listening to a podcast about a show that I don't watch. I'm the Golden Girls.
God, you should watch the Golden Girls, though.
I've never actually seen the Golden Girls, but through listening to that podcast, I think I know more about it than I think some people that have seen every episode.
It is an unmatched experience to just watch the Golden Girls, because I grew up on the Golden Girls. My grandmother always had it on. Babysitters had it on. I have seen so much Golden Girls in my time, and it's old, and it's so funny because you'll see clips from it, and you're always like, "This is so much more in art. It's ahead of its time." way ahead of its time, and it was so good.
That's what I'm gathering But like the point of like I'm listening to that podcast mostly because it's Jennifer Simone's voice, and I just like listening to her speak. However, it can't be just her voice. It's that aspect of what I love listening to is people that get on really well. It's her and her co-host. As much as we make each other laugh, that's how much they're making each other laugh. But they're two people that are talking about something that they're so passionate about. I can't help but be enthralled in what they're saying.
And now we're going to talk about Roller, I Hardly Know Her, episode 8.
There we go.
See how good we are at this?
An expert transition. And now back
We've been doing this for almost 2 years.
84 years later.
Gene and his friend Alex meet up after school to play their made-up game, Robo Wizard Quest. They're stopped by Courtney and Doug as they ask for a favor for Gene to join Courtney as her partner in roller dance for a competition. Gene politely declines so he can play with Alex. Gene is distraught to discover that Alex has joined Courtney in his place, Gene is distraught to discover that Alex has joined Courtney in his place, and upset he chose Courtney over him. The family suggests he go and support Alex in his decision, so the siblings head to the roller rink. Doug shows up at the Belcher residence and tries to get Gene to sabotage Alex. Gene puts hummus in a soda and takes it to Alex, hoping his allergy to sesame will sabotage him being Courtney's partner. But Alex apologizes for choosing Courtney, and Gene stops him from drinking the soda, admitting to his and Doug's plan. The two boys join Courtney on the rink and anger Doug in the act. Meanwhile, at Bob's Burgers, Bob, Linda, and Teddy try to figure out why a lady is sitting in her car outside of the restaurant every day. The lady attempts to enter the restaurant but gives up at the door. They discover she is agoraphobic and she has been slowly trying to work through her phobia and enter the restaurant, only for Linda to immediately scare her away. They work together to help her with her therapy, and she successfully makes it into the restaurant. Which is such a wild, random B-plot, but I tend to enjoy it because it's like a therapy situation.
Yeah, I honestly don't mind it that much.
But what did you get for the vacant storefront?
There ought to be a law maritime
It's supposed to be for there ought to be a law. And pest control truck.
Oh, this is going to hurt to say. Sense and Sensibility Pest Control.
The Jane Austen novel, Sense and Sensibility.
It
is. But you have 3 burgers.
Same. I do have 3 burgers, and I'll say, for the most part, I find a way to say these puns. There's only been a few where I'm like, I'm not saying
Which is
this.
valid. I chose a show that has lots of puns, so I'm going to say a lot of puns. Mm-hmm. It is what it is.
So we got the Frankie Goes to Hollandaise burger.
Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. The 50 Glays to Eat Your Burger.
That's for the Paul Simon song, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover.
Okay, then.
It comes off completely differently from my brain, though.
Might as well. And the Throw Your Hands in the Air.
And that's the play of the phrase, throw your hands in the air.
That's a better heirloom pun. There was one we had a while back that was like, this is not a good use of heirloom.
I do have just a handful of fun facts on this one, but I think we're going to have more fun talking about this one just because it's so chaotic. But the title is a reference to the punchline, I Hardly Know Her, which follows that in the ER and jokes. The first episode where Brooke Dillman reprises one of her roles from a previous episode because she plays Mrs. Papazian. So she's so many different characters in this already.
Yeah, I saw her credited in something recently, and I went back to her IMDb to figure out what it was, but I couldn't figure out what it was.
She's done so much. She does a lot, but
I couldn't remember what it was that I was watching.
Doug's shirt changes color from purple to orange, starting in this episode. No more purple. He's now orange. Okay. And the song Gene sings while he misses Alex is Alone by Heart. It's a real song, but Eugene Merman sang each line individually before they were spliced together to make the complete recording.
They didn't just let him sing the song?
No, he sings each line and they put it all together.
Interesting.
But it comes off like, because you would assume he just sang it.
Well, yeah, because it's not like it's a case of, it's not a rights thing if they need him to do it individually, because they wouldn't have it in the episode if they didn't have the rights to it. That's very strange.
It's very strange. I'm not sure why they did it that way.
Because I'm trying to think, because like at this point, he wouldn't have a hard time singing in character.
No, he's great at doing everything he does. Like, this is season 9. At this point, they've had so many singing, like so much singing in the show itself.
No,
like,
especially
he's done
Gene.
it before.
So I was like, wow, they use an actual song for once. Interesting.
I liked the use of, I grew up listening to Heart, so
yeah, that's a good
love
song. Like,
them so much.
As soon as I heard that, I'm like, I know this one.
Because like Heart's it comes off as sapphic. I know they're not, but like, it feels that way.
No, it does. Yeah, I mean, I'll admit, like, and to be fair, I don't think I told you this. Because of how chaotic my day was yesterday. I watched these episodes this morning.
Yeah, you told me because I also watched these episodes this morning,
and I absolutely was singing along and harmonizing with Jigen because I felt like it.
I mean, but Heart's such a good band.
They're so good. And it's
I need to listen to them more. I haven't in a while.
I can't sing it because we will get copyright.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Sorry, guys. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines.
I have.
You're gonna go first?
Oh no, I have. Do I have 8? No, I have 6.
Count.
Wait,
you can
1,
count.
2, 3. I can count. 2, 4.
Okay, I go first. Then.
There we go.
That's so mean, Bob. Don't tell me I can't get killed.
We watch and mock it delightfully.
That was my next one. I like lots of L's. I like every girl in our grade. And Strawberry Shortcake. I know she's not real, but my feelings for her are. Us on every ship.
Right? I know she's not real, but my feelings for her are. Circles and math. This really is the perfect game.
Enthusiastic snap and trap.
The doctor diagnosed my arms with mostly calf muscles.
Yay, now she'll never have any more problems.
His BFF up and BF left.
Skate for your life, Doug.
That was my last one.
My last one, is this game fun? Once you get to know all the ins and outs and the players and the rules, it is not.
No.
But, yeah.
It was a very math-heavy game, I gotta say.
Which is surprising for kids to do,
yeah.
but...
Well, my friends and I won't go into the ins and outs of the game, but there was on one of our playgrounds, there was a map of the United States that like had like the states themselves like outlined, and we somehow did devise a game that turned into a geography game.
I feel like you're almost playing just like life-sized Risk when you have that many states and things to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what did you?
I mean, we were 9.
Think?
This one was also very chaotic, and I agree that the subplot of the woman with agoraphobia, I was like, I at one point midway through, I'm like, does she have a fear of restaurants? So she's been staring at it for days and is slowly working up the courage to go inside, which is exactly what happened. But
also, poor Bob dealing with Linda and Teddy.
Yeah, Teddy and a woman with agoraphobia, not a great combo, I gotta
Nor
say.
Linda. She scared her away immediately.
Yeah, but I did like the random aspect ratio change for Linda's, I don't want to call it a fantasy, but her fictionalization of what she thinks the woman's going to do with her glasses gun.
That was funny.
That was like, this is oddly dramatic.
But also, now we see where the kids get it from. When you see Linda go off the rails as much as she does, and then, of course, Bob and his fantasies, it's very clear why the kids are the way they are.
Oh, absolutely. Like, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree with any of these kids.
Not a one.
Like, at all.
Louise is probably the most confusing one. Because she's so violent.
Yeah.
And, like...
I would see that.
But then you see Linda sometimes, you're like, oh, you're just like your mom.
Oh, absolutely she is. And we've said this before, like, Louise doesn't want to be like her mom, which is...
that is the biggest guess when it comes to the hat, as to why she wears it. See, and I know why she has the hat, and you don't.
Okay. Is that from the movie?
Not entirely. Some of it is. You see some about... You see quite a bit about the hat in the movie, and you do learn about a lot with the hat, but there's like more episodes since the movie that has like kind of talked about the hat a little bit too. So mainly in the movie though, like the movie will give you a lot more insight to the hat. I think that is like actually where you find out how she ended up with it. So that's at least the origin of the hat. Okay. But she still wears it every day. But the biggest assumption as to why she wears it, because you know why, you find out why she has it, not why she wears it for the most part. Yeah, that's where I'm coming from on that one. Like, you don't really discover fully why she wears it. Like, still to that day, you figure out why she starts wearing it.
Okay, I mean that's still hat lore.
It's still hat lore. She still doesn't. It's not like she goes a whole day with not wearing it. Like, she doesn't do that. She always has it on, and the assumption was that she personally wears it because she does look a lot like her mom and she doesn't want to, which is a completely valid thing even for a 9-year-old. It truly is. Like, kids are little people. They're little humans. They're not just these things that we birth and go, you be quiet over there in the corner. Like, that's not how this works.
No, they're human beings with their own personalities 100%. And opinions.
I need more people to understand that. So it's just all the stuff you see online half the time. People are like, why are children in these spaces? We need planes with no children allowed and all these things. And I'm like, you're not going to have like a good standing in the world, like good society, if you don't value the children, because they are literally your future. So it just annoys me sometimes how some people can act about kids when I'm just like, you cannot like kids. That's fine. But asking them to never, ever, ever be around you and you are in public spaces is never going to happen.
No, with that, it makes sense when it's like adult-oriented spaces, like breweries that let kids in.
Yep, they do.
Especially if it's an indoor brewery. If it's an indoor brewery, if it's outside, whatever, I don't really care at that point. But for like at a winery or something that's like only inside, maybe there's a time and place for that to be like a kid-free zone, because that's also just dangerous in general. But like restaurants, planes, like it's outside in the world. Like there's gonna be kids
at Dave & Buster's, so you're not getting rid of the children.
Exactly. No, that's not possible. So like, I think the issue that people that they don't want to say, because it's not the nicest thing to say in general, but the issue they have is it's the not well behaved kids, and that's kind of more of the parents' problem.
But that's a whole nother issue that if we start a rant on that one, then you'll get like parenting advice and rants from a mom, and I don't think you need that. No, because I'm the parent I swear people look at me like I'm crazy when I'm disciplining my kids in public, and I'm like, do you want them screaming and yelling, or do you want them to behave? Because that's how this happens.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no, the kids are definitely up to a lot in this one. I love for like Louise and Tina, they're really just making fun of their brother, but also still trying to be a like support system.
Yeah.
And Alex was like, he should have been honest sooner, I feel, with Jean, but he was very honest with him. Like, look, we're boys. I have crushes on all the girls. This is my chance to actually touch a girl with consent.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that consent is important.
Because it is with Courtney's consent. It's not just Doug. So he was like, I'm really, and he did apologize. Thankfully, before he drank the soda, but because let's not poison with an allergen.
No, please don't. That's not good. That's not the message we take away from this episode.
I think that's why they specifically made the line of like, if he eats it, it's not like he dies. It's an allergen that just upsets his system.
Yeah, it's not an anaphylaxis.
They did make it very clear in that, at least. He explained what it does to him, which I'm grateful for, because then it would have come off of like, okay, Jean could have like killed his friend.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like, that's a fair thing, because I was thinking about this. There's a comedian that like Sarah Millican, and she had a bit about like that she thought she was allergic to apricots, but the point where she said that to a friend of hers, and like the response is, "Ooh, what happens to you?" like kind of thing. But that's a kind of a fair question, because like allergen or just something that upsets your system are two different things. It could be, oh, I'm allergic to apricots. It's it closes up my throat and I can't breathe, or like sometimes it's just hives, or in some cases it's diarrhea. Like in her case, the joke of it was though, she's like, she goes, "Oh, what happens to you?" "Oh, I get the shits." And it's like, "Well, how'd you find out?" I was like, "Well, I had a bag of them." It's like, "No, I'm not allergic to apricots. I'm allergic to 40 apricots."
That's a lot of fiber.
Little too much fiber. That was the problem there. She's not actually allergic to them. She just had too many.
And I understand still calling it an allergen, because it does upset his system, even though that's like what it gives him, what a lot of fiber would do. But like, no, like sesame. So I guess it's more of a sesame sensitivity. Yeah, because that's like the same thing. Like I went and got a coffee at a local shop this morning that I really love, that we only go to from time to time, and I felt so bad because she walks up and she made my latte with whole milk, and I was like, "I'm so sorry. I thought I said oat milk," because I did say it. I guess she just didn't hear me, and I was like, "Can you please make that with oat? I cannot drink whole milk."
Now that's the problem, but that's the problem with just in general oat milk and whole milk. It's hard to distinguish that if it's a crowded coffee shop.
Yeah, it wasn't crowded. It was like, but at the same time, like I can understand if she didn't register, because they open. It's a donut shop as well, so they open really early. So she's probably been there for hours, and we got there at like 10. So
yeah, I've learned if I'm going through a drive-through, I'm never ordering something that has oat milk in it, because they'll never hear me properly. I'm only going through a drive-through if I've mobile ordered it already. Yeah, they can't mess it up if they see it.
Exactly. But I love this little place. So they're I can't say it because it's extremely low. Like it's a local family-owned place. Like I can't be like, I went to Starbucks. No, we try to support local as much as we can. But sometimes you can't hear, and that's okay. Like, and I wasn't mad at her. I was just like, I actually apologized to her. I was like, I am so sorry. That's got to be a different milk, or I'm gonna have the shits.
Yeah. Otherwise, no one's gonna have a happy time.
So, But I appreciate that they did that within the show, so it wasn't like Gene almost accidentally killed his friend, because that'd be like, I mean, if it was season 1, maybe, but we're in season 9.
No, like, if anything, if he had given him the hummus soda, it would at the very least have just made it a very embarrassing for his friend, which is still not great.
And like, I appreciate that it once again, I mean, whenever it's a kid episode or a kid storyline like this, it usually is them trying to teach a lesson, which is so funny, because like they started doing that because kids were watching, and I'm really grateful for that. They still make some out of pocket, crazy, inappropriate jokes that go right over my kids' heads. But at the same time, it's also teaching lessons of like, okay, his friend apologized. He knows what he's doing is wrong. Let me take this back and not actually do this to you. And then, of course, it was very clear that this was all Doug. Courtney was just, you know.
Doug is the worst.
Doug is like, I don't think I ever liked Doug. I'm not even mad at Mrs. Papazian in this one, because when she goes for Doug, I'm like cheering in the background, because she's just like,
skate for your life, Doug.
Skate for your life, Doug. Like, but no, like, if my kids were allergic to something, because they don't have any known allergies, and I know, but if they did, and someone was like, I convinced someone to try to poison my child essentially with your allergen, that person's dead. I'm coming for you. Right? What the fuck did you just? You don't mess with a kid. Because what if he was actually deathly allergic?
Yeah.
So Mrs. Papazian gets an applaud from me on this one. She still needs to figure out how, like, the food issues with her family and like the possible orthorexia going on there, but
yeah, she could probably do a little bit better job of making sure her family has a healthy relationship to food.
Because you can kind of still see that going on in this when she's like offering him food, which I get is for them is like her personality trait, but like at the same time he's a kid. But so it's Doug is an asshole. Courtney's not even the bad person in this mix up. Like, she's just there. She's kind of an innocent bystander. But
Courtney is the pawn in this situation. This is all orchestrated by Doug, which halfway through the episode I then realized that's what his name was.
Yeah, it's Doug.
I mostly just kept going, you bastard. Oh no, Gene is losing his friend to Courtney. You bastard, Mr. Courtney's dad.
Mr. Courtney's dad. I like that. Oh, Mr. Courtney's dad.
That's what I wrote down, because I couldn't remember. Because I have a hard time remembering character names if they're not like continual characters. Like, that's what it is. Well, because I think I told you this. Because I generally am pretty good at picking up on character names, but then I saw the Downton Abbey movie with my mom, and they just assumed you'd seen the TV show. I hadn't. Because she needed somebody to go with, basically, is why I went. And there's a new one coming out this summer. Another one? Basically, apparently.
Dude, my grandma's going to be in the theater so much.
To spare my father, I will go with my mom to go see that. But, I'm not kidding. They did not use one single character name for 45 minutes. Because they assumed you knew who everybody was. I didn't know anybody's name.
It's okay. The most recent movie we tried that's new for us was Captain America: Brave New World. Don't do it.
Okay.
I love Sam as Captain America. Let me start there. Love him as Captain America. I think he does a great job. But you only get Red Hulk for like 10 minutes near the end of the movie. Oh. Like, the whole time we kept pausing going, when do we get Hulk? When the fuck do we get like Red Hulk? And then it finally happens, and I paused it as soon as it happened. I was like, there's 20 minutes left in the movie. I was pissed.
I hate trends with movie trailers these days.
Oh my, they're not trailers anymore. You just get the synopsis.
Basically.
Like, that's what trailers are now.
Or I think you get a synopsis, or worse is you get vibes. Yeah,
essentially. It's either there's an inkling of an idea or the whole storyline in the trailer. And they're not releasing trailers at the right time. Like, because, it's just crazy.
We can go on a whole rant about marketing in TV and media, but like there needs to be like we can't solely rely on the immediacy of everyone's lack of attention span these days, because a good chunk of the market, I would say, still has a decent attention span. You need to tease things continually. You can't just market it right before it comes out. I think that might be a way of keeping hold of people's attention, maybe helping expand their attention span a little bit, is you put in more trailers and just continually for a while to keep things fresh in people's minds versus coming next week. What?
Yeah. Because like there's something coming out soon. I can't remember exactly. Just there's so many different things coming out this summer alone that I'm just like, there's no way I can make it to all of these, but I want to. But then I don't realize it's coming until like at the last minute. Because what are we about to get? Because I've gotten Thunderbolts and Brave New World. I've only seen one of the two.
Zootopia 2 is this year.
Wait, what? There's a Zootopia 2? What?
Exactly.
What?
They posted a teaser a couple weeks ago. But there's no inkling about what it's really about. They just show a new character because and it was a good point. Most people that are doing most of the marketing are not Jennifer Goodwin and Jason Bateman. It's Ginny and Josh mostly. From what I've seen so far, because they released it, I think, for D23, whatever
Bateman
the
should
thing
be
was
a part
that
of it,
happened.
though.
He was there for, I think, the thing, but all the promos that I've seen have been posted by Ginny and Josh. But like, one to her point, what she said was like, we didn't see reptiles in the first one, so how's that gonna work? Which makes that's a good way of teasing something. But the trailer, I mean, I guess it's a teaser and less of a trailer. It doesn't show anything, but I've now learned with Disney movies, for the most part, the trailers, the ones you see more than like 2 months out, is because they probably haven't even finished the movie. Having seen the docuseries on how they made Frozen 2, that movie was not finalized until the last few months.
You know, we're just going to have to do an episode where we decide to just sit down and discuss TV and media today. Just for funsies. Like, barely even, like, we'll just make, like, a couple of talking points and go from there. And just, like, because if I get one more video that people are like, we need old TV back, like, if I had a nickel, I'd be fucking rich by now. How did we get here?
No clue. This is even weirder than Jug Handles and Greek mythology.
But we liked this episode for the most part.
We did like this episode, yes.
Oh my god, we gotta stop doing that. But I liked the agoraphobia representation, though. I thought it was actually done well. Yeah. Like, because you still have the funniness of, like, yeah, Linda would scare anybody away, actually. But
yeah,
they did a good job. And she was so sweet, because at the end, Bob is so nervous and so worried because he just wants to help her. Only for her to be like, thank you so much, I'll come back tomorrow. And he's just like, we did it. We helped somebody. Like, it was so sweet. Yeah. And I really didn't mind the B plot. Like, it while not cohesive, I'm not mad about it.
But you saw the kids walking through the restaurant while this was happening, so it made the whole thing feel cohesive.
Like, they are doing better in the later seasons of making it feel cohesive even when it's not. Because there's definitely some earlier episodes where you're kind of sitting there, you're like, none of this makes sense. Nothing matches up. The story structure's kind of all over the place, but now it doesn't happen.
Because there's been times where it was like, okay, clearly the B plot is an effect of the A plot and stuff like that. But like, or they had to kind of be mirroring each other in some way. But something as simple as having the whole family interact while that B plot's going on, so that the one half can go to do the A plot now, that's enough to make the whole thing feel like one cohesive episode without two very disjointed plots.
I'm really enjoying it. I think they're doing a great job. Yeah. Because, like I said, once we get through 9, 10 and up are what I've watched probably the least. I've been watching those more, I will say. Like, I guess we went through a lot of episodes while I was sleeping one night. Didn't realize I ended up at the end of Bob's Burgers again. And so I restarted, but I think I started from like season 12 this time. Like, I'm like trying to like kind of play more in the later seasons. So I'm a little bit more prepared as we get closer to that, now that we are in 9. And so my hope is like, maybe I won't be as well versed in those as these, unless I just keep doing over and over again, which that's all I've been doing lately, is it seems, is rewatching media.
Yeah.
What did you rate this one?
So this one actually gets 1 less point than the last one. It gets 8s for plot and character, and it gets a 7 for personal, so it gets a 23. I like it about the same. The issue is I really, really hate Doug.
That's valid, because I gave plot and characters 8s. And the character, I take the character off because of Doug, and the plot itself of nearly convincing. Like, it's Doug's just a really bad person at that point.
Yes, he is.
But personal, I give it a 10 because I just really love watching this episode. And when you're really going through the lines and seeing everything. So mine's a 26, but I 100% agree with like Doug, like plot and character gets stuff taken away because of Doug. 100%. Oh, yeah. Doug is horrible and should not be allowed around children.
Doug is the worst. Thank you all for listening. Join us next time when we discuss Once Upon a Time, episode 419, Lily. Don't forget to like, rate, and follow the podcast wherever you listen so you can be notified every time we publish a new episode. Follow us at OBDYK_pod on Instagram and Blue Sky. And if you'd like to join our Patreon, you can find the link with more details in our show notes.
This has been an episode of Okay, But Did You Know? A TV and media podcast. It was hosted by Katie and Lauren and edited by Katie.